So, as you can see, we're doing something a little bit different. And I'm probably going to do maybe 2 videos, maybe 3 videos on this. This is something a little different. Not a lot of people are going to be big into it, but maybe a couple of people find it interesting. So, I'll back up and give a little bit of background information here. This is the front of our barn here. And trying to utilize space better, as 90% of people that watch my videos know we're heavily into parts business. There's parts and stuff everywhere. So we're trying to kind of turn things around a little bit as far as being more organized and clean, which will help our business and just help ourselves. So as you walk in the barn, there's kind of this little room here. And me and my dad were talking about it, and we're like, if we get a lot of this junk out of here and get things really cleaned up, this could be obviously a very small one, but this could be kind of an engine room. So I think we're going to go ahead and try to do something like that. And we're just going to kind of show you guys a couple steps in the process along the way as far as what we do, what our kind of plans are, and if some people enjoy it, cool. If not, that's perfectly fine. I'll just kind of do this as record for myself. But I've got these cabinets here. I'm going to kind of shove that back in that corner. I got this countertop, and I got that little stand thing there. I got some other stuff, but like I got old paint for like walls and stuff, and I might try to find a white or a really light gray and kind of paint the walls and stuff so that we can get light in here a little bit better. I do have some outlets there, and I'm gonna hang some LED lights on the top, kind of like the light I have right there. But if I had one there and then another one maybe on this side, that'll be plenty of light for this little room. And there's a couple of windows here for light. And this here is a door that actually closes to this point. And we're going to put up kind of not a very permanent one, but a wall right here to block it in. Then we could have a little electric heater or whatever we see fit in the corner and actually heat this in the winter. So I think it'd be really cool. I think it'd be a pretty cool project. So I'm going to get to moving some stuff around here and show you guys as I kind of come up with some other ideas and plans, and definitely let me know what you guys think of something like this. I know this is not my typical content, not my typical stuff, and like I said, a lot of people are just going to see this and be like, oh, well, this isn't really Mopar car stuff, whatever, I'm not watching it. Sure, fine, no problem. But I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to get to work, and I'll bring you guys back in a minute. Well, as you can see, it's a little bit different in here. So, got a bunch of stuff out of here didn't need to be in here, and none of this really needs to be in here. Got the floors halfway clean. And then we decided to move this big sink unit that was on this wall to try to get it onto that wall. And it's 10 feet long, so it's a pain to move, and it's got all the stuff in it still, and I should probably just take that out. But anyways, it's going okay, but we're getting kind of jammed where it goes behind this pole. The actual sink is 27 inches deep, and the distance on the pole is about 32. So it should fit in theory, but it's just getting the angles to work that's a little bit tough. So we're pretty close on this side, so we're gonna have to just kind of look at how things go, and if it can't fit there, then I guess we'll just have to put it back where it was and come up with a alternative plan. But that's a quick update, and I'm gonna work on this, see if I can get this in place, and I'll give you more updates as they come. So we made some more pretty good progress. Swept the floors a little more, needs a lot of work still, but got some garbage gathered up out of here. I've got a kind of filing cabinet that'll go right under here, and another kind of little stand that I've got a wood top for that'll go there. So that'll fill that space. And then from about that point to where the wall will go, which is right there, is about 6.5 or so feet. And I've got about a 5-foot dresser with a nice top on it. That'll be good for storing, small engine parts, push rods, lifters. I mean, even might be deep enough to put some camshafts or other stuff like that. And then I'll be looking at how to put some stuff on the walls and potentially paint the walls to make it look a little nicer. And like I stated in the beginning of the video, I'll probably get a light strip there and then a light strip there, but we do have window there and there to let in some natural sunlight, so that'll be nice. And then in that corner under there, there's probably going to be a space heater pointing this way to keep the water from freezing in the winter, and it does have heat tape on it that I'll be needing to plug in, but that'll help with that, as well as this is still kind of all up in the air as far as what we want to do with some of that. Like these two cabinet sections up there are loose, so they could be screwed to a wall or used elsewhere or whatever the case may be. So yeah, and this section will be walled off, and then this is a sliding door that slides right here. So there's going to be plenty of countertop space for laying out parts. I'm going to clean up. There's actually a really nice countertop here. Clean that up, as well as there's space on that end of the sink, and this end of the sink there's space, and I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. And then, like I said, there's going to be kind of a countertop here and then a long dresser here, so it'll all flow pretty nicely, I would say. That does limit our space a little bit, so we're going to have in the middle here, I would, if I had to guess dimensions, it's probably a 6x8 area. And I won't ever have more than 2 engines in here at a time. You just don't have the room for it, and that's fine. I don't need to be running active builds on that many at once. And I could have other stuff out there or out anywhere else that's on stands just kind of being stored or whatever, but as far as this space is concerned, this is for kind of active use, active working on stuff, building stuff out, and putting out video stuff for you guys while doing it too. So there are 3 bays in this sink, and they have drains on the bottom. I'm considering punching a small hole in the wall and making a drain there. Like I don't know if I previously stated, I have water right here to use the sinks, and maybe in the future actually hooking up the sinks properly, so we'll see as far as what the possibilities are for that. And I can store some stuff underneath here. I could probably put a piece of plywood across and potentially store, some intakes or cylinder heads, and I'm going to have cabinet space and shelf space and other stuff for that as well. But we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to get some other stuff cleaned up here, and then I'll wrap up the video in a minute, and I'll see you guys then. Alright, so I got a couple other things moving around. Got that little corner cabinet thing in place. I got a bunch more stuff to move. I got to move all this. I got to move everything that's in the sink. I got to clean up the walls and stuff, and I got to put about a 5-foot dresser and maybe start looking at a wall. Probably won't get around to that for over a week, maybe more. But I will do a part 2 to building the engine room, and definitely like, subscribe, do all that stuff if you want to help support the channel. And there's a lot of other normal stuff. This is definitely a little bit of a different thing than I usually intend on doing, but figured I'd at least record it, if not for anybody else's entertainment, at least for my own records of kind of how it was versus how it's going to be. So definitely, if anybody has any recommendations on how to organize like tools, or maybe you have different stuff that you've done in the past that really has been good, definitely let me know in the comments. But I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you guys in the next one.